weighs just 10.5 kilograms, 3 times less than its steel counterpart. But this material is still as tough as an ox. And that comes back to the design.
I've worked with the engineers to make the panels actually incredibly strong. So you can see here, for example, we have, nice shaped bonnet bulge here and all these forms over the headlamps. But what they also do, apart from being attractive, is they give very high strength to the actual panel itself.
Once formed, aluminium combines strength with flexibility, allowing it to spring back from shock or impact.
So by putting these forms and shapes into the panels, it makes the panels incredibly strong as well.
Historically, car manufacturers painted raw panels with a white primer. Called body in white, the practice has ceased, but the name for this part of the factory remains. Stock panels arrive here from the presses. It's time to connect the pieces. No part of this 21,000 square meter plant is wasted. From ceiling to floor, conveyors, pulleys and machines move cars and parts of cars along the assembly line in a precise choreography. It's here that the robots excel. Aluminium isn't easily welded. Instead, the shell is held together by over 3,000 tiny fasteners or rivets. Called rivet bonding, it uses the same principles as aircraft manufacture, and it reinforces the strength of the car. It's definitely a job best done by those who don't mind dull, repetitive work. 110 robots burst into action. The underframe. 3 parts seamlessly become one. What takes these automatons just a few seconds would take hours for a human crew. Time equals money. In 2008, motor giant Ford sold Jaguar to Indian-based Tata Motors for a bargain 1.5 billion euros. The catch? The company was in financial crisis. But this cat isn't ready to roll over. With all bets doubled down on the XJ, it's fighting back. The completed underbelly does more than just hold the top in place. It comes back to the aerodynamics.
Basically, we can create a very sleek shape on the top of the car, but a lot of the air is directed underneath the car. And you have obviously bits of engine, gearboxes and exhaust pipes coming out the back and various other things underneath the car. And anything that kind of interrupts the airflow will affect the drag coefficient.
So the underbelly is designed and shaped as sleek as the top. More than 150 meters of adhesive is added to the joints. Another practice borrowed from aviation. This adhesive remains tacky until finally cured in the 280-degree paint shop ovens. This new high-tech vehicle is a world apart from the early Jags. But it's still fulfilling a vision that Jaguar's founder, Sir William Lyons, had over 50 years ago. 3 paint shop ovens. This new high-tech vehicle is a world apart from the early Jags. But it's still fulfilling a vision that Jaguar's founder, Sir William Lyons, had over 50 years ago. He believed that aerodynamic efficiency was the key to performance. The XJ has brought this vision to life. On the other side of the plant, robots construct more components. Doors, boot lids, and bonnets. And these robots are multitasking. A single robot grabs a panel and attaches it to a jig. Then it changes tools to add adhesive or rivets. It's a mechanical ballet. Altogether, this plant assembles 289 metal parts, each designed in perfect harmony. Before the next lap, it's time for a pit stop. The machines have proven their worth, but the gods of performance lie in the details. That demands the human touch. The car may be streamlined, but the name of this stage isn't. The Body Shell Less Doors Takeout Station. Framing line quality inspector John Carter's job is to make sure the robots are doing theirs.
So what I'll do is I'll check that everybody has done their job by tightening these up. What I'll do is I'll actually just move it, and I know if there's a bolt loose, anything, earth, anything, and I'll just check them all, go round.
He's a man with a lot of power. Any defects and the production line stops.
So if I find these rivets are not 100%, I know exactly what robot they come from, and I can bring maintenance in, and we can actually go in and we can have a look at that robot.
Machines alone can never make a Jaguar.
Most of this is done by hand, robots are involved, but a lot of it is taken care of. It's time and care. We take care on doing it. It's lovely.
John is so proud of his work, he even invites customers to tour his station.
We like to satisfy the customer that they're getting a good car. They're getting a good car and we're putting the effort in. You know, this is our jobs, and we want to show them this is how good we can build a car, and this is what we want to do. We love it. We all love doing it. That's why, and then we love the customer to see what we can do.
On its journey through the plant, each car has its own travel card. It's like a detailed biography of the vehicle. Everything is recorded, from left or right-hand drive, to information on which robot punched the rivets.
If we do have a problem, we have a travel card, which what we do is, we fill in a travel card. This car then won't move until someone's signed off the travel card. And as you can see, it's blank. This car's come down the line with that, no problem at all. So it's blank. So these travel cards will follow the car all the way out to the, and we will keep these for the life of the car.
No defects on this vehicle.
Now I'm happy for this car to go back into the system. Everything on it is perfect in my book. It's a good car. This is what I'd buy.
A slow-moving conveyor belt carries partly finished frames through the next build stages. Robots have perfected the dull and repetitive work. Now it's time for the classic Jaguar touch. And for that, human craftsmen take over. As soon as the doors are on, a weight placed where the window sits represents the exact weight of the glass and electrics in the final assembly. They measure and remeasure every joint and gap using a small tool and sleight of hand. It's millimetre accurate.
Basically, getting the same gap all the way along, and which is 3.5 mil from top to bottom, and a flush at the top there. So make sure that that's right there, and it's right there, so that's nice and flush.
Any discrepancy and sleight of hand. It's millimetre accurate.
Basically, getting the same gap all the way along, and which is 3.5 mil from top to bottom, and a flush at the top there. So make sure that that's right there, and it's right there, so that's nice and flush.
Any discrepancies are gently tapped into position. Just 4 minutes later, doors are on, bolts are fixed. The journey continues. Dozens of cars feed through this line each day. John makes it look easy, but his 27 years experience ensures that each vehicle leaves this station exactly as the designer ordered. A lightweight aluminium frame, perfectly aerodynamic in form. Could be a sales pitch for a new aircraft. But this bird has to stay grounded. To achieve this, car designers used the reverse theory of aeroplane wings.
It's the same principles really, but instead of on an aeroplane you using the air to try and make the plane lift upon takeoff or whatever, we're trying to obviously make the car stick to the road.
A small flick at the back of the car separates the air from the vehicle.
What you're trying to do on the car aerodynamically is have the air stick to the car, basically come flow all the way along the car, and then come off really cleanly, so they call it the separation points. That's part of the reason we have this little flick here on the rear deck, because the air comes over the coupe roof line and then comes to the end and really cleanly separates off from here.
And this is balanced at the front.
This is in exactly the right place to balance exactly where the lip is on the rear. So the car is always incredibly stable, and for a car like a Jaguar, it has to have the best on-road stability in the world. And that's what this car has.
Even the slightest nick, dent, gap or misalignment will impact this aerodynamic performance. Seconds after Warwick has marked any snags on the body, it's into the repair shop, where metal workers fix the snags. Sanders, buffers and polishing rags are the tool of this trade. At the end of this line, the XJ has the perfect body. Adam Hatton creates the exterior theme, but he doesn't know how the new XJ will drive from a drawing alone.